Hi folks. What is the one precious gift we all take for granted and abuse even now? Welcome back to Word, weekly passwords to the riddles of our lives. I'm Amichai Lavi, and I want to invite you to breathe with me. That's the precious gift of life, the breath that we have each received and often forget to pause and deepen. And right now, in the middle of pandemic, so many are dying because of lack of breath, and we're all, or many of us at least, are masked to try and breathe less on others and live. On this day, this Friday, we are beginning the weekend honoring the life of legacy of Martin Luther King. And this is the day in which we say again that we will do everything we can so nobody has to die by saying, I can't breathe. Breathless is our word of the week. And we go back to Egypt, back to the place in Hebrew called Mitzrayim, the narrow places, the constriction, where we cannot breathe. Because for hundreds of years, our ancestors, according to the story, were enslaved there. And they were not allowed to breathe. Literally. In chapter 6, we have the appearance already of Moses. The campaign to liberate the suffering has begun. Of course, the Pharaoh will resist. All leaders, as we know, resist when their power and greed is being checked. But the ones who not able to play with Moses' promises and pleas to let's fight this regime are the Hebrew slaves. It says, "Velo yachlu lishmoa elav mikotzer ruach u'me'avoda kasha." Verse 9 in chapter 6, they couldn't listen to Moses because they were breathless, because they were working so hard. They never stopped. They weren't allowed to. Like so many of us, enslaved by our own passions or by societies that demand so much of who we are, we don't breathe. We're breathless. And we are sick. And our society is sick. And we can't breathe. There are so many reasons why breath is denied or deprived or not prioritized, from ignorance to cruelty, from disease to the disease of racism and hatred, to our own responsibility for being too busy with our stuff, for not looking up or looking in or taking a deep breath that does really help. Have perspective and have hope and have courage to live with this precious gift we take for granted and make sure everybody does. So on this day, on this Shabbat, let's breathe together. And let's pass on this gift, this breath of life to each other, not as a disease, but as a reminder of our humanity and dignity and life and love. Thank you for joining me for this week's word, weekly passwords for the riddles of our lives, dismantling patriarchy, one word at a time. Shabbat Shalom. Be well, be healthy. Let's breathe together as often as we can.